An Unfair Accusation, Epilogue. I just can't believe it, Coco explains as the kids sat eating their lunch in their favourite spot, the wardrobe room. Dog Breath Davenport tried to kill Martelli with a knife. Seems like old Dog Breath was insane. I never thought she was normal anyway, Leroy added. It's bloody lucky Reardon broke the door down in time, Danny piped up. Otherwise Bruno'd be dead now. Danny, shut up, Coco commanded lightly. He's okay, and that's all that matters. As if on cue, Bruno entered the room with Doris by his side. Oh, we were just talking about you, Danny said. Bruno stared at him, frowning. Well, don't ask me what it's like to have a knife at your throat, because I'm not going to tell you, he said, still not completely over his ordeal in the teacher's lounge. I wasn't going to, Danny replied. Honest. Hey, you okay, Martelli? Leroy asked, concerned. Yeah, I'm fine, he replied, then sat down next to one of the dressing tables. Whereupon Doris joined him almost immediately. What's going to happen to Davenport? Coco asked curiously. She'll get some kind of treatment, I suppose, Bruno replied. Even though he'd been through a hair-raising moment, he started to feel sorry for the woman. She was obviously in need of some sort of psychiatric help. All this time Doris had just wanted to embrace him and shower affection all over him, but to do that while Bruno was with the group would surely cause a great deal of embarrassment on his part. She thought about it for a moment, then decided to obey her feelings. Oh, what the heck, she explained, whereupon she threw her arms around Bruno's neck and kissed him. This took him by surprise, but he didn't complain, and forgetting where he was, he allowed their kissing to continue. The kids were also taken by complete surprise and amazement. Oh yes, and just how long has this been going on? Leroy asked, extremely curious to know. Bruno stopped kissing Doris, realised the rest of the kids were watching in wonder, and replied, A while now, quite innocently. When's the wedding? Danny joked, just as Miss Sherwood entered the room and interrupted him. I thought I'd find you all here, she said with a smile. You'll always find us here eating our own decent food from home rather than tackling that alien garbage in the school's canteen, Leroy announced, to which Danny sniggered. Maybe, Sherwood began, then added, I've news for you, good news. Mr. Shorofsky will be back as of Monday. Everyone was delighted, especially Bruno, whose face lit up on hearing those words. Now everything will be back to normal, Miss Sherwood went on. She spied Bruno and smiled, but nothing more was going to be said about his frightening ordeal. That was over as far as she was concerned. The bell sounded out for the next lesson, and the group left their little nook and headed for their classes. For Bruno during this period it was music harmony, but because Mrs. Berg had taken over the class and didn't know anything about harmony theory, the kids turned it into a study period. Doris also attended the lesson, as it was important for her vocal classes to learn all about this subject. She sat herself right next to her first boyfriend, and Bruno flashed her a promising smile and took hold of her hand. Something told Doris that this particular Friday night was going to be very special. But she decided that she'd better do some studying, so got out her books. Bruno also opened his canvas bag and took out the appropriate books he'd need for the lesson. As he flipped through a textbook on music composition, he noticed a folded piece of paper stuck in between the pages. He took it out, and as he did so, a small photograph fell out onto the desk. On retrieving it, he realised it was of a young boy who bore an uncanny resemblance to himself. He then unfolded the paper, which read in scrawled, spidery writing, I'll never forget you, Ramon. Love, Mum. Doris noticed him staring at a photograph in his hand and, being the terribly curious sort, whispered so that Mrs. Berg couldn't hear, Bruno, what is it? He looked up. Oh, nothing, he replied, and discarded it and the note into a rubbish bin that was under his desk. Nothing at all. The end.